Good day and greetings from Pretoria, South Africa. My name is Dr. Charles Cotter. I'm an independent blending learning practitioner with over 19 years of industry experience in global talent development. I'm also an accredited trusted trainer with a Global Quality Assurance Authority course conductor. I'd like to formally welcome to episode 1 of the Nota Bene Learning Collection, which is a micro-learning series of 10 episodes in my areas of subject matter expertise, namely strategic learning and development, strategic human resources management, and also people and talent management and development. In episode 1, I'd like us to concentrate on the 10 key performance areas of strategic learning and development, also the 6 strategic learning and development objectives. I'd also like to introduce you to a conceptual model for strategic learning and development, a strategic learning development scorecard, and then we'll conclude episode 1 by looking at the 10 best practice principles to measure and to determine your strategic level of maturity of your current learning and development practices. So let's unpack the 10 key performance areas of strategic learning and development. Firstly, we need to adopt a strategic mindset, and there needs to be a horizontal integration throughout the learning development value chain and vertical alignment between the learning and development and also the business objectives. Secondly, we need to generate meaningful learning intelligence. This is through the provision of business relevant and evidence-based learning and development metrics, but also predictive and prescriptive analytics. Thirdly, we need to look at the learning and development architecture and design. Fourthly, we need to provide meaningful business relevant learning solutions. And fifthly, we need to look at the learning structures and roles within the learning development function. The 6 key performance areas in the enhanced skill set of the learning development professionals. This could be achieved through upskilling or reskilling of the practitioners. We also, number 7, need to look at future-proofing the business model of the organizations that we serve. Number 8 is to look at curating modern learning experiences for the modern learners, in particular the very important learner segment, the millennials, the so-called millennial generation. We need to make sure that we have top management and ownership, support and buy-in, but also we need to engage, consult and facilitate participation from line managers who are indeed the performance and people managers. And we also then need, 10thly, to ensure that we comply with what I call learning governance. In other words, the administration, the assessment, the risk management practices, all of these need to be on point. So what I've done is I've drilled down in each of these 10 key performance areas, and I've identified a total of 73 key performance indicators, which I've integrated into a learning and development scorecard. And please, if you'd like to get a copy of the scorecard, please send me an email and I'll gladly share that with you, obviously with due acknowledgement to the developer and the research of the model. And also the next session, we're going to be looking at how I was able to integrate these 10 key performance areas into a conceptual strategic learning development model. I did mention as one of the key performance areas this vertical alignment between learning and development objectives, but also the business objectives. We need to use the balanced business scorecard or equivalent methodology. And you'll recall that we often talk about the OTMI, objectives, targets, measures, initiatives. You'll see the strategic learning development scorecard that I've developed replicates that particular language. And through a strategy mapping process, we need to demonstrate the strategic impact and value of learning and development to prove not only our effectiveness, but also the strategic impact of the learning, innovation and growth perspective as captured in the balanced business scorecard. So let's look at these 6 strategic objectives which have to be typically incorporated into a learning development strategy.